as you continue fall camp and it's all about getting ready to start and that week one matchup, you all welcome Northern Michigan to town. What is it like preparing for week one? I think you probably have some film on them, but things are going to be different, just as things are probably different than many of the film that anyone can gather on you all as well. But what does that hype look like getting ready for that week one matchup against Northern Michigan?
I think right now I've tried to get our guys not focused so far on like, hey, game one is for us is we got another week of quote unquote training camp while we're in school, right? So really stay focused on the now. And really what we talk about is like, you know, it, for us to be successful, Northwood's got to be the best Northwood we can be, right? And so it's not so much about what's Northern Michigan doing or what's Saginaw Valley doing. It's what are we doing to prepare ourselves, to put ourselves in the best position to be successful. We can do a lot of things right, and maybe we come up short and we have to go back to the drawing board. But like you're never guaranteed it, but you can put yourself in the best position possible. You're right in week one. There's been years in my career like you game plan and you're expecting like a 4-2 box defense and they come out and bear front the whole game and throw a total curveball. That was my first game calling an offense back in 2013. All right. Like, oh, we're going to get bear front against they must have known something that I didn't know about them, but what we were going to do offensively. So like I have a recurring nightmare about that all the time in my life. And somehow we found a way to win. Fortunately, we had 2 defensive scores and a fake field goal for a touchdown. But every year it's something different. And you in game one, you have to be prepared to flip the script of what you were planning on. All right. And so it always is going to come down in week one, who can do their base fundamentals better than the other team, who tackles better week one, right? You don't tackle near as much in practice anymore live because it's about, staying healthy as possible, but you also have to get that work in, right? So who's going to be the best tackling team? Who's going to be the best blocking team? Who's going to have the best fundamentals in week one typically wins those games. Doesn't really, in the big levels, you get the different mismatches, but you see upsets there as well. But it's like, who is legit going to have the best fundamentals and be the best fundamentally sound team in week one wins those games. And the team that's in the best shape. September 6th, probably going to be 90 something degrees and humid.
Well, piggybacking off that a little bit, you mentioned Saginaw Valley. So you play in Northern Michigan, then you travel Saginaw Valley, and then GMAC play starts. And you mentioned 11 weeks of straight play. How do you use, I don't want to say the first half because it's only 2 games, but that first part of the season to really prepare for what is GMAC play?
Mm-hmm.
And to prepare for what I'm sure is a goal of you all to compete in the GMAC and to be right up there for the possibility of a GMAC title at the end of November.
Yeah, I think you want to challenge yourself in those first couple games. Everybody wants to talk playoffs and things like that. Well, you're not getting in the playoffs unless you can handle business in your conference, right? I mean, that's the reality. But those games are important. And for us, playing GLIAC teams is important, right? Because I know in recruiting, they try to say we're the little brother to the big bad GLIAC, right? And that's the reality. So, well, we got an opportunity to show we're not that, okay? I think that's a big thing. The regional games helps with regional points, regional ranking side of things. And the Saginaw game's the X Bowl. All right. We took the X back last year for the first time since 2017. And I don't think anybody in the country thought we could do it. And we did it in a really ugly fashion, 10-7 win. That doesn't happen on nice days much anymore, but we found a way to get it done. And we got to find a way to get it done again this year and keep that thing here. There are a lot of guys who were a part of that win, whether it was from a scout team or played in that game perspective at different roles that are back this year. I think they know how hard it is to win that game and win those first couple games. The Gannon game was a grind. Like we got up, we didn't do a great job of finishing that game in week one last year. And so, I mean, every week you're going to have your own challenges. We're not spending any more time on other teams than what we need to right now. We're focused on what we have to get done against each other, and then we will move on. We'll start probably getting a heavier look at Northern this week. We can't look ahead to Saginaw. They're all going to play. I think most of them have week 0 games. That's not a real budget friendly option for me. So we're going to go weeks 1 through 11 and let it rip. So, but it is exciting to tune yourself up, and those games are going to be physical.